And we are live. Well, we have been live for a bit, but we are really live now. So, we can just get the lights on.
I know
And
that I've kind of bit of the light.
Nice lighting.
So welcome to this political debate between it's going to be the SRU and the Vienna Nationalist Party. So we have some questions ready that we're going to ask them all, and they'll be allowed to debate each other with their own questions as well. But we're gonna get around to that. But we can start by introducing our first party, which is going to be the State Reformist Union. So we can get the lights on. Now I'm curious to ask you, Jeremy, especially. You've been leading the government now for a month, or almost a month.
Less than a month, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So quickly. How is it? What has been the best part about leading the government? 30 seconds.
I think it's the contribution that's basically motivating me and my ministers. To be honest, the previous government, let's be honest, it's a failure, and our current government is actually flourishing, on my opinion, considering that we released around 4 bills and basically started a bunch of government programs, including the court system, which is the one that we're currently building. And
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And well, then we're gonna get around to introducing our second party, which is gonna be the Vienna Nationalist Party, represented by Prestige. Now, Prestige, yeah, of course, the VMP has had quite the month right now. Now, just within the last couple of weeks, you guys have merged with the CPV, and tell us, has that gone well? Do you think? And what's been your favorite part about the merge with the CPV? And is he?
He's AFK.
Is he AFK? Okay, maybe Redcom wants to take over. Redcom.
Yeah. Okay. So about your question.
You guys, the VNP just recently merged with the CPV. What has been your favorite part about that, and has it gone well?
Well, you see, when the CFP and the VMP have been merged with together, it's gone well. We've got more supporters, and the power went to us, and basically we are the hope of Vienna. We think that we can improve it.
All right, so we're gonna get on with our questions now. So the first one, we're gonna get around to just asking about the current state of the DoV as it is right now, and we're actually going to start by asking the VMP, who we just talked to Redcom, and as it appears, Presage is still AFK. So, Redcom, what do you think about the Duchy's current state? Some important topics could be the recent events surrounding medals, surrounding events, maybe codex rules. What do you think of the current state of the Duchy?
Well, you see, the current state of the Duchy is pretty much it's going well, but there are a few issues with the activity, mostly by the game. Like every Friday or Saturday, node is launching ads, and not a lot of people are showing up. So that's a trouble. But if you talk about the codex documents and all that, those are going pretty good, and they are stabilized.
All right, and if you want to say more, you have more time, but that's up to you.
Well, pretty much, I think DoV is only getting bigger, and that's great because we have and as I hear that we have enemies that that are bigger than us, and we still have to recruit many people so we can defend ourselves properly.
All right, then we're gonna get around to asking the same question to Jeremy and his people. Which one of you two want to answer the question of how's the duchy currently going?
Jamie,
Follow? Alright, okay.
you can start.
Okay, well, what's the question?
What do you think about the current state of the duchy surrounding, for example, medals, events, codex rules, whatever
Medals.
you think?
Right.
It can be anything happening within the duchy. You have 3
Alright.
minutes, go.
Well, our medals, our codex has nothing wrong with it. It's completed. But if we're talking about events, there's a general lack of activity, just like Redcom just said. I think what to contribute to the inactivity is just the lack of unique events happening. Like we host BMT practice rates and defensive training daily, and I think we just lack the community events and the authenticity of the group. Like if you keep if you do the same schedule every day, you're gonna get bored. And I'm aware that Nord's releasing advertisement weekdays, weekly. So I think we should just host more community events. Just keep the duchy fresh, just like the old days.
All right. And if you do have anything more to say?
Oh, and I just want to ask a question to Redcom. What did you say about stable again? Something stable? I didn't hear the right thing.
Yeah, the numbers of powers that we have, like manpower, are but about the codex and the documents about the medals, I think it's all stabilized pretty well.
Oh, then I agree. I was about to
Okay.
basically debate that. Right.
And Redcom, do you have anything you want to ask Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy. About the future of the government. Do you plan to make Vienna somehow bigger?
Vienna bigger. I don't think we can contribute a lot in terms of activity, but we're trying the best we can, especially when Gladiator is we're assisting Gladiator in forming the Imperial Court because the previous court just had been abused by the traitor's pin. Clearly, we're trying our best. The fact that CPV merged with VNP just bothers me, considering that CPV has been a
10 seconds.
failing party ever since. I mean, it's VNP is just CPV but with different leaders.
All right.
And yeah, basically.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on. So the next question, also going to you, Jeremy, is or Philo, if he wants to take it. The elections aren't far away, and this might very well become a close race. Tell your voters and potentially conflicted voters on what your plans are for the future if you win the election. Which one of you would like to take it?
Philo, or do you want me to?
I'd say it's up.
I said something, but Vision, can I just add one thing to the last question that Redcom asked us?
20 seconds, go.
Okay, so in my opinion, we are not giving directly Vienna activity, but we are building the foundation upon which we can have active members and members that can have, fun in the game, that can experience it positively, like for example builds and stuff.
Okay, well, anyways, which one of you would like to answer the question of what your future plans are if you win the election?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, the elections, I think, 1 or 2 weeks away. from now. Our future plans is, as I said before, to continue the Imperial Court program. Well, we'll be providing the court with our lawyers and prosecutors, provided by the government. Since we just formed the Ministry of Justice, why not provide the court with our own members? We won't be biased, of course. And I want to add the fact that I have some proof the VNP is DM advertising. It's not going to be a close race. It's going to be far race. Considering that their tactics is just disgusting for me.
Okay. And but I have a follow-up question to that. But before we get to that, is Prasad still AFK?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Okay. Then Redcom can answer the same question pretty much. If you win the election, you can speak on behalf of Prasad. What are your future plans?
Well, you say about the future plans. Most per stage mostly falls in the future plans. But what I know is that about the activity and all that. There was only a tournament that was hosted by SRU, but if we can try, we will host it in more white group events like like if there was a tournament already, we can also host like I don't know a lot about what to host, but Prestige has almost all of the ideas. What we know is that we want to improve the activity more.
Okay.
I want to.
No,
I want to.
no,
I
no,
want
no,
to
wait,
add-
wait.
I-
So,
I-
Okay.
no, so I'll give each of you, I'll give the SIU a chance to ask a question for the VMP to answer, and then the opposite. So, do any of you guys have a question you want to ask?
Yes, Redcom, can you please be more specific? What type of events would you host? Because saying I would host more events doesn't really conclude that much, you know.
Well,
Agreed.
Redcom,
I
1
ju-
minute.
I just mentioned that about the events, we don't know yet. Prestige has almost all the ideas, but he, as you can see, he's AFK, and I'm not the vice chancellor, so pretty much I have no idea for now. But we do know that we want more activities for the moment.
Okay. Okay, and I'll give you guys the same opportunity. Do you have a question you want to ask the SIU?
No, about that, no, I don't have any questions.
Could
Okay.
I add something into Fallow's statement?
Well, quick, 10
It
seconds.
won't be a question. It won't be a question. All right. You said we just hosted a divisional tournament. As I said before, we formed the National Defense Council, which consists of generals and divisional leaders. We basically suggested them to host a weekly inspection to improve and to inspect the divisional readiness.
Okay,
It
well,
clearly succeeded.
okay, Redcom, do you have a response to that? You want to give?
Well, as I just got a PM from Prestige, he just woke up, so I'll let Prestige take over.
Okay.
Hello.
Yo. Hello. Did Prestige hear that?
I didn't.
Oh.
Jeremy, you want to say it again?
Oh my god. Yeah. So so Redcom just said to us that we only hosted a divisional tournament. That's clearly not true. We formed the Ministry of National Defense Council under the Ministry of Defense, which consists of generals, divisional leaders, and we basically suggested them to host a weekly inspection to show the readiness, the activity, and to inspect divisions
Okay, Prestige, you want to give a quick response to that? 20
to
seconds.
improve the activity. Yep.
I like the idea, and I don't have a lot to say that. It's
30
a pretty
seconds.
good idea, if I'm honest. Because
Thank
we
you.
must keep the activity going. Because as we may have noticed, there's been a lot of blacklisted groups, a lot of wars going on right now, and we must keep activity going.
Okay, and so, all right. So, just a quick follow-up question to Jeremy, based on what you said earlier. You said that you said it wasn't going to be a close race because of DM advertising from the VMP. Would you be willing to do you think you may be able to contest the results if you think there's a significant
Well, there's
do you
a
think there's a significant evidence of there being
I have
being advertising?
I
30
have their vice chancellor
1
just
minute.
DM one of my fucking ministers.
First of all, I did not know he was one of the ministers due to the fact that there's nothing
Oh,
at
I'm
their
sorry. Did I just say
No, no, no,
minister?
no, no,
I
no, no,
said
no, no,
vice
no.
chancellor.
No, okay, so Jeremy,
Okay.
you get 30 seconds to say just quick. Would you
Alright.
do you think you would be able to contest the results if
Of course. Just by looking at our bills, our reforms, and clearly our referendum about the parliament. Yes. Because clearly that we are pro democracy. No, sorry. We are pro democracy. We just made a referendum to form a parliament, 11 seats, and the National Defense Council to basically gather consensus from division leaders and generals alike. So that's it.
okay,
Yeah,
and
we can.
and Pistage, do you think these accusations of DM advertising would you stand by Jeremy's claim to contest the election results, or would you refuse to accept that the DM advertising might have had an effect on it?
Well,
30 seconds.
if I'm honest, I did DM advertise at the beginning. After getting warning, I actually stopped it fully, and I did not know anything about the status about that was his vice chancellor. There wasn't any roles about government next to their name, so at myself, I thought it was just a regular member. That's the most I can say.
Okay. And yes, your time is up, so we're gonna move on now.
What the fuck? All right.
So I wanted to talk a bit about your ministers, and we're gonna start with the VMP actually. Do you wanna? You can get 5 minutes to talk about your ministers. You can start with your Minister of Justice, for example. Why did you nominate? Explain your reasoning behind nominating your Minister of Justice. You might as well start by saying who it actually is.
Right now, we actually removed our Minister of Justice due to the fact that he has been saying some very unacceptable things, like saying that Nazis didn't do things wrong, and I'm fully against Nazism, and that's
Okay.
why I removed him. So I'm going to be searching for a new minister.
Okay. And you can move on. Your Minister of Foreign Affairs, for example, if you want to talk about that.
Let me quickly grab my VNP. Um. Foreign. So the Minister of Foreign Affairs is a friend of mine, Alexander, and he's pretty good at talking with people. I already had him multiple groups where I had him helping me out, and he is very good at making communication with different groups, and I think he can be a very useful person in the government and in the Duchy of Vienna.
Okay. You still have quite a lot of time left, so if you want to keep talking, for example, you can choose if there's a minister you want to talk about, or do you want me to say just come up with one? Well, yeah.
This is kind of hard question for me.
I mean, I can ask, for example, your Minister of National Defense. Explain your reasoning
That
behind
is
appointing him.
tactical ranker, as you may know. I've noticed he has been very good at he is very good at combat. He knows a lot about documents. He is literally mega smart at all these national things. He has written already tons of documents and has so many ideas to change the parts of the army, I shall say. But because I think he is a very useful part as national defense. I thought let's take him. he hasn't disappointed me at all. He has been very successful. So yeah.
Okay, and we can, we can also talk about your Minister of Internal Affairs.
Internal affairs. Um, internal. Oh yeah, exact desire. He's also a mate of mine. Also, very useful person, and I believe he is also good at doing things inside of the government. He's been helping me out lately, also with getting propaganda, getting everything going. So he has been very useful.
Okay, and finally, I think we're the final minister we might want to talk about is the one standing right next to you, your Minister of Media, Redcon. So explain your reasoning behind appointing him.
It started off first with Wareth 23, as you may have known, but since he was a very disgusting traitor and betrayed our entire country, we immediately removed him from the Discord server, and Redcom has been helping out with some propaganda, with picturing, and he's also very skilled at what he's doing. He's helped me with the flag. So yeah, I believe he's a good minister of media in my eyes, and
All
hopefully
right.
in yours too.
And here we get to the fun part where we're gonna take in the SIU and ask them, what do you think? What do you think about these ministers that Prestige has appointed for his party? Do you think they're good
Well,
choices
I
or
think
not? 2 minutes.
I think it's a ragtag of ministers, considering that Ranker once DM'd me for a position in the Ministry of Defense, and Exact Desire was my Minister of Internal Affairs, and especially the fact that Prestige was a part of my ministry in Foreign Affairs. I asked them to give me the fucking reports on at Imperium Germanica. He didn't provide me with any of the reports. He made his own party. So how can you trust a government that doesn't even provide any information about other groups when he is appointed
Wait,
as a ministry personnel? It's okay. Go on.
No. Okay. Do you if there's if you do want to take you get 2 minutes, so you can talk about more ministers if you
Oh.
want to, or you can move the word to.
My ministers or his
No,
ministers?
his minister choice. We're
Alright.
gonna get to yours soon,
One
but
is okay. All right.
if you don't want to talk
Well,
about them more, we can move on.
that's basically it. I don't want to shit talk his ministers a lot, considering
Can
that
I
I know
I
they put up
I
a
had a
they put up
All
a
right.
good they put
can
up
I
a
All
good
right.
job.
can
All
I
right, Sam.
continue? Can I
Yeah.
continue for Jeremy?
Yeah, and I can. Well, yeah, fella. Yeah, you still have. You have 1 minute left.
But do I get to ask a question?
You can. Yeah, you can include a question. They're gonna get a chance to respond soon. So.
Right. So you, Prestige, you said that your Minister of National Defense has been very successful. So if you're if you can share, what has he been successful about? What did he do? What accomplishments did he, get?
Okay,
If you could,
if you
yeah.
have a, okay, that's it. Okay, so we're gonna, so you'll burn your time. Okay, Prestige and Redcom, you get you get to answer for 2 minutes if you want to as well.
Yeah. I had a question.
Yeah, you can either respond or ask a question. That's up to you. You get 2 minutes in total.
Okay, so this question is to Jeremy about the thing that you say that Prestige haven't gave you any information about the group. But why do you want information about what is currently happening
At Imperium Germanica.
Oh,
the Imperium Germanica?
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't want this to go on for too long, but you can Redcom. Do you want to? If you want that question answered, you can let them use your time. You have 1.5 minutes left. Do you want to give them some time to respond to that, or do you want to spend more time asking questions?
All right, we can just continue.
Okay. Jeremy, if you want to, you can use their time to respond if you want to. They'll get a
I'm
chance
sorry.
to do
What
this
was
as
the
well.
question again? Respond to what?
What Redcom just asked. So,
Oh, okay.
Redcom, if you want to use the term. Yeah.
If
Okay.
if you don't mind me, I have a group chat of foreign affairs members here. Here's what he said. I'll try to get. I'll try the Germanica group first. Could offer a lot of value for our group. One good news or bad news, Jeremy. Yeah, Prestige, basically VC, blah blah blah. Great, ain't it? It never ended. Could be possibly they will be reading us a lot, blah 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 blah. I made an agreement with the Germanica group. He is talking to the High Com. October 7th, I said link me to the game and the group.
Jeremy, you disconnected from the game.
Wait, what?
You disconnected from
Oh
the
shit!
game.
Oh yeah, I was idle for 10 minutes. Alright.
Crashed.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'll join
If you,
after this. Okay.
okay, we don't have much time to respond, so we're gonna move on to
Alright.
your ministers
I'll join.
now.
Wait.
Okay, the 2 minutes is up, so we're gonna move on to asking the. We're gonna do part 2 of this question, which is the SIU's ministers.
Hey, hold on. I gotta join the game first.
Yeah, you can rejoin.
Okay, is Prestige gonna answer my question though? That's the thing.
Well, we don't really know, but I mean, you can get a chance to ask it later on after this. But we're gonna move on to your ministers first. We are trying to make it as fair as
Hold on.
possible. So
Hold on, just hold on. I'm joining.
because you did yield his 2 minutes now, so all right. So part two of this question is going to be to the SIU. It's pretty much the exact same, just the opposite. We're going to have SIU explain their ministers and their choice of ministers. They're just waiting for Jeremy to get back on, thanks to AFK Kick.
Oh, here he goes.
And play around with it. Oh, okay, there he is. If you want to, okay.
Alright. Well, what's the question again? Sorry.
Okay, so no, we're gonna start with the question now. I haven't used any of it time, so it's pretty much the exact same as the VMP just had. We're gonna ask you about your choice of ministers. So Jeremy, if you'd like, first of all, you could explain your choice of Minister of Justice.
Alright. Wait, Minister of Justice. Could I start
Yeah,
with National
you
Defense
get
first?
5 minutes
Okay.
to explain all of your ministers. So you can start with the Minister of Justice.
Alright, Minister of Justice. I first basically picked Bostop, which is Pro, and Zeke Rosenthal as Vice Minister. Considering that Bostop, Pro was very, very good at debates and has a lot of plans for the Justice Department. Especially, he was the one that suggested to implement the court in the first place. And Zeke, she is very good, and she is very good at making documents. I've been serving with her for 2 years. She made around 4 to 5 documents. And national defense, Siegfried, which is Fitchell, and Richie as vice minister. Well, Fitchell and Richie was the one that basically assisted and suggested to form the National Defense Council. They were the one that innovated and perfected the council. Credit to them as well. And oh, okay. And,
No, it's up to you, Hammond. Yeah.
Alright. And Exploding Pug. He's my Minister of Foreign Affairs. I put him in charge considering that he was very good at communicating with people. He was very charismatic. He's very sociable, and he has a lot of friends in other groups as well. And Ministry of Internal Affairs. Wait, what's the name again? Shit, what's his name? I think his name is Fredbear. Yeah, Fredbear, and yeah, Fredbear. I placed him in the internal affairs because he contributed a lot to the party, the first party, the IPV. He basically introduced the chancellery inspectors into my suggestion stuff. So I formed the chancellery inspection program because of him. So it's very clear that my minister is contributing a lot of things to the progress of the government. I don't smooth talk. I fucking give proof.
Okay, and
Also,
also you,
I
yeah.
want to ask. Could I ask a question for
Well, you
them?
can use your 5 minutes to ask if you want to.
Oh yeah, I'll use my 5 minutes to ask.
Are you
Well,
gonna
first
talk
off, you
about
said
it?
a lot of stuff about your government. I mean, about your ministers. You mentioned a lot that they were successful. Could you give me one proof of? Could you give me like at least like a few proof of them being successful and not just shit talk and not just bullshitting? Because I gave mine
I think you,
Okay,
Jamie,
Prestige, you can get
means
1
my
minute to
question.
respond.
after this follow.
If you wait, do you want to respond, Prestige? You can get 1 minute to respond if you want to.
I will say my minister for national defense has been remaking, or yeah, been having a lot of ideas about medals. Also, we've also been changing a bit up a bit the rank system, the training system. We want to change that mainly because the fact that right now we have a lot of Stabsfeldwebels and not a lot of officers, which isn't really useful. So that's why we changed that.
Okay.
Okay, and if you guys also, Prestige, if you want to, you can ask them a question now that they asked you one.
I have a question for Philo F.
Mhm.
I have a question considering the fact that you were trying to ask one of my ministers to join his party.
Okay, Paolo, 1 minute to
I
respond.
just want to mention that he fucking accused my minister of bribery. What the fuck is that?
Wait,
That's
Ju-
funny.
You
Yeah, that's funny.
Ju-
But
Jeremy,
let me
it's
respond. Let me
Paolo gets
respond.
to respond. 1 minute.
So, to explain actually what happened, me and like few members, I believe there was one recruit, two potens, and your minister. That I didn't really know he was a minister. He was just defending VNP in a friendly talk, and I said that that SRU, in my opinion, is better, and that he should join it. It wasn't bribery. I wasn't telling him that I'm gonna give him money if he joins. I just suggested to everyone present that SRU is a good party and that they should join it. It's just normal recruitment and not bribery.
Okay, you have 10 seconds left. No, really.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, and I don't know. Should we? If any of you want to ask each other any questions, you get 1 minute to answer each. Okay.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Well, you can. Well, you can ask yes, but then they'll have to.
I have,
then
an
they'll get
argument.
permission to ask you one back.
So I can. Okay, so Prestige, at the start, you said that your Minister of National Defense has scored many accomplishments. Yet later, when Jamie and I asked you what accomplishments it was, you said that he's working on important stuff. So working on something and getting something done and having an accomplishment isn't really, consistent,
Prasaj, if you want to answer.
I do not understand this question.
I mean, what do you have to say about this?
could I
Respond to
translate
me.
at
Well,
least?
you can transfer the quirk 20 seconds. You get
Well,
20
what
seconds to ask a
Philo
question.
what Philo basically asked, what has your Minister of National Defense accomplished, considering that you talk a lot about success?
And you mentioned only working on stuff and not accomplishments.
Okay,
Mhm.
Prestige, you get 1 minute to respond, Prestige.
First of all, I'm not sure if you guys were listening, but I actually explained already that they already made he already made a new system for trainings, a point system. Also made tons of new medals, and he's still working on new documents at the moment.
Okay.
I also have an argument against Philo F still.
Well, you can
Okay.
use you do get 20 seconds to ask a question to them after this if you want to continue answering, or you can ask it
Okay.
now, but then you're going to burn your time if So it's up
So
to you.
why did you why did you say that you didn't know that was my Minister of Defense, even though you are in my Discord server and could look at any time you can?
Why would I even look at your Discord server when talking to people? I was talking to random people, and one person just that was your minister that I wasn't aware of was defending you. Like, I didn't have any suspicion. I didn't think anything of it that he would be a minister. Why would I check your Discord server randomly? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, we're gonna move
Oh,
on from no.
wait,
We're,
okay, I want you.
no, we're gonna move on now. We can't spend too long with this.
Oh,
You've
okay.
both gotten to ask. We're making it as equal as possible.
Okay.
So we're now gonna move on to talking about propaganda. There's just some general opinions on what you think about it, and Jeremy, we're gonna start with you. So, what's your opinion on propaganda, and that includes both political propaganda, like DM
Propaganda.
advertising, as you talked about, and just regular propaganda, which isn't.
Propaganda. Well, propaganda. We don't ask blacklisted members to form a fucking propaganda for us. We made it ourselves. We don't ask a certain person, a certain blacklisted person to make propaganda for us. Well, political and non-political propaganda is very important, considering that NORICM and PIN is a threat to us, and we have to maintain our confidence in our progress in Vienna, of course.
Do you think the
Well,
rules surrounding political propaganda should be stricter, for example, or less strict?
restrictive, of course. Well, as you all can see here, electoral advertising. Well, yeah, I said some stuff as well, but we must take care and look what is happening with our duchy. Basically a fist with our flag on it, and say Vienna, wake up! It's time to vote for Prestige, the real chancellor. What the f does that mean? This is
Okay.
very instigative.
Yeah, can I continue, Jimmy?
Well,
Yeah, go on.
well, if Jeremy wants to. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, filler.
Yeah, I asked the person that posted this what exactly is happening to our duchy that we need to wake up to, and they basically it was actually Redcom. He told me that nothing is new. Don't bring up this conversation right now. I said that. So what's with the poster? Misinformation is kind of bad. He told me that he shouldn't tell me because I'm in the other party. And I asked him, so why make a for action for the people to wake up, but don't say what's the problem? So, concluding that, in my opinion, propaganda is fine. It's like the general advertising of a party, but when the propaganda includes defamation and misinformation, that gives the other side a bad image that isn't empirical at all,
1 minute left.
then it's not really that good, to be honest. It's unfair and negative.
Okay. Do you want to burn your time, or I still have 45 seconds?
I know, Jamie.
Okay. Well,
Do
VNPS brought up a lot of justice in their propaganda, and they wanted to form and continue the imperial court system. Well, we already done that, so get original, please. That's all I can say.
Okay. So yeah. All right. I suppose we move it on from there. Prestige, I'm gonna ask the same question about propaganda to you. What do you think about political propaganda and non-political propaganda? Should it be more restrictive, especially around the political part, or should it be less restrictive?
I think it should be more restrictive due to the fact that Germany could post literal anti-Nazi advertisement against my
So you're
politic party,
pro-Nazi.
and he
Okay.
also
Jeremy.
said we'll beat him again. We'll beat him before. You haven't beaten me at any time before. And you're
CPV.
making me look like a Nazi due to the fact that you just chose the fact that you use anti-Nazi propaganda against a group that is literal your comrades. So you're trying to call us literally the worst people on this planet for no reason.
Okay. I mean, you still have more than 2.5 minutes. Well, a bit less than 2.5 minutes left, so you can keep talking about propaganda if you want to, or you can burn your time.
This is hard. The only propaganda I've seen um from the SRU this time is only we beat them before, we'll beat them again, and that's just what I've seen. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to say about their propaganda. There's only literally one thing, and
The question doesn't include our
Yeah,
propaganda.
filler.
Yeah.
Prasad, do you want to burn your time or do you want to keep talking?
you can go.
Okay,
Say.
so if you want to, if any one of you, I want to ask a question to the other side.
Hmm?
Or does
Uh,
any, if any one of you wants to ask a question to the other
I,
party right now, especially surrounding propaganda, that's on the.
I would like to answer
Okay.
Prestige.
Okay, I mean, Philo was first, so yeah.
So, Prestige said that we're posting anti-Nazi propaganda and saying that they are basically Nazis. But what actually happened, I believe, is Jeremy took a template out of the internet of a propaganda poster that fits pretty nicely to what
Yep.
happening right now. And he removed every single symbol that relates to Nazism, which makes the
So your question.
poster just it
So your
doesn't include any Nazism, you
so
know.
your question
Also,
is
huh?
your question to Prestige.
Not really a question, it's an
It's a
Well,
answer.
okay,
statement. Yeah.
Prestige, do you
Because
have a question you want to ask to them, or any of you? We're looking at questions right now.
Okay.
questions.
Alright, I want to ask a question. Well, you said a couple of times that I consider you guys as the worst people in the
Wait a
world.
second.
No, I didn't consider you guys as the worst people on Earth or even on this world. No, I took a fucking template from the internet. I look at it. I say to myself, this template looks cool because considering that the VNP merged with the CPV, and the CPV's members, I mean the VNP members are mostly CPV ones. It's the same party, just with different people.
Your
See?
question.
No, it's not a question. That's a statement.
Well, for God's sake, use it as a question then, Prestige. Or then
Oh, okay.
you
Oh
guys
yeah.
want to
Oh,
ask a
okay. I
question?
want to ask them. Shit.
No,
Okay.
okay, you get
Alright.
10 seconds to ask a
Oh,
question now, quick.
okay. Well, can you tell me how is your party a different party than VNP?
Okay.
I mean
Answer. You get
CPV. Sorry.
one
First of all,
minute. 1 minute.
it wasn't much with CPV at all at the beginning. I actually just started on my own, got my friends in, and eventually I asked the leader of CPV, sorry, to merge if he wanted to merge with me, and then we made an agreement and we merged. But that wasn't before you posted that propaganda.
Okay.
Could
So
I?
that was
Yeah. Okay. And if you guys have you still have 30 seconds left. You can probably get a bit more since they didn't ask a question. Or if you have a question to them, you can also ask that. No questions.
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna move it on then.
Oh, alright.
So we're gonna talk about this is now we're getting into some more, but we're getting back into the duchy. What do you think? We're gonna start with the VMP. What do you think is the biggest problem with in the duchy right now, and preferably not related to the government?
Are you
I think we're Star AFK, bro.
Oh,
Bro.
well, well, I guess I have to make it again. Alright, so because the prestige is AFK, I'll take over. I think if you consider main problems in Vienna, can you explain this question a bit more? Like, what do you mean about problems?
Like, for example, activity. Do you think that's a big problem, or what do you
The
think?
activity, the activity is a big problem actually. Actually, one of
Okay.
the highest problems in Vienna.
Okay.
I saw that many divisions had been inactive for for recent days mostly. Uh, I saw that from their speech that they had a lot of problems. I mostly heard from inspectorate and patents that they had a few problems with the offices and the high commands, and no one really did something about it.
All right. Do you want to burn your time, or?
You can pass it to Germany.
Okay, so Jeremy, to the same question to you. What do you think is or Philo for that matter, what do you think is the biggest problem with the Dutchy today?
I'll have to. Well, I wouldn't say activity is our highest problem. I would say it's divisional instability, considering that Worth 3 left guard battalion at admin abused, and admin abuse basically kicked out a bunch of the guard battalion personnel, including NCOs and low ranks, and some of the high ranks, of course.
It was everyone below him.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And also the fact that and also the fact that pin admin abuse divisions. Of course, we have to put all of our power and focus on division first, then activity. Activity is a matter of uniqueness. It's whether your game is unique, your advertisement is unique, and especially luck. If a YouTuber jumps a game, of course it's gonna be viral or popular within a day or two. So our highest priority is to the divisions, mainly guard battalion.
Vision.
Yeah.
First of all, your alt is crashed, and second of all, Prostage is also crashed.
Oh no.
Bro.
Yeah, don't stay still for too long. Just keep jumping every like 10 minutes or something.
Can I continue though?
Well, you still have a bit
Yeah,
less than a
continue.
minute. You can continue.
Okay, so in my opinion, the biggest problem is one of the biggest problems. The biggest is what Jamie said about. But one of the biggest problems is the free ranking, and that some people, which give much struggle, competence, and time into the work in the DoV, and when they climb through ranks one by one, in contrast to people that get promoted from, for example, low rank to a high rank for no apparent reason, can seem pretty unfair for everyone, and the most for the person that walks the most that I talked about, and the person that actually is very active but isn't free ranked, he's obviously gonna give up, leave, because they see the injustice, and then we're just losing competent active members, mostly
Okay.
active.
Well. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to move on from now.
Okay.
So, I mean, Prestige isn't here. That's kind of annoying. So if any of you have a question you want to ask the other side again, you're gonna get the chance to say
I'm just gonna
20
wait for
seconds to
Prestige.
ask, 1 minute to answer.
You can go first, Redcom. It's okay. I'll wait for Prestige.
Okay, Redcom, you have a question you want to ask them? 20
No,
seconds.
not very much. Everything is going smooth now.
You know,
Okay.
if you guys don't have if you guys don't have a question, I'll ask first.
Okay, 20 seconds to ask.
All right. So, I'm just gonna go on with Philo's previous question. Well, I mean, previous statement and question. Free ranking is also a threat to our integrity and our moral values, of course. Considering that a lot of people work their way up and not just get free ranked easily. Well, let's say for example,
Jeremy. This
what?
is this
Yes.
is a question.
Oh,
You get
yeah.
20 seconds, Redcom.
God
Yeah,
damn it. Alright.
Redcom gets 1 minute to answer. Do you have anything you want to answer to that?
Yeah, wait, what was the question again?
10 seconds, Jeremy. Yeah,
With
well,
all due respect, the question isn't even
yeah,
done.
Oh, the question
yeah, but
isn't done.
you
Okay, you
have
know
to
what?
be quick about it.
I'm just gonna go immediate. Do you think free ranking is an issue? Boom.
What an issue?
Free
Free ranking, nepotism.
Yeah,
1
free
minute.
ranking.
Details.
It depends on the division. About the army, free ranking is mostly the trouble. Like for example, when we had a rank change in the army like a few months ago, we promoted one of the promoted were Pin, which he was a oberst at the time. And basically, he was a colonel. He was promoted to general major, but today, just like a few days ago, as you know, he committed a awful treason against the Vienna to his
Mm.
home group, as he said.
10 seconds.
Um, uh, basically, free ranking should be uh, utilized as loyalty instead of just choosing someone.
Okay, and Redcom, do you have something you want to ask them? You can get 20 seconds to ask them, or do you want to move on?
I want to move on. I want to end as quick as
Okay.
possible.
Let's see. We're gonna move on. Now we don't have an alt in the room, but that's fine. That's okay.
Nice.
Let's see. So we can move on to yeah. This is just some general questions surrounding like your political party. First, starting with the SIU. What political ideology do you represent? Just quickly. 1
Progressive.
minute. Well,
No,
2
just
minutes.
kidding. Wait, what was the question again?
What political ideology do you represent? 2 minutes.
I don't want to say conservative or progressive. I just want to say we're nationalism. I mean, we're nationalists, and we also want to progress, of course. Well, um, nationalism because, of course, we value loyalty over all else, and nationalism that includes loyalty as well. And progressivism, we want to move forward. We don't want to just conserve or preserve an old golden era, just like the CPP promised the previous election. They promised to preserve the golden era of inactivity, and I'm not going to preserve that. I'm going to move on from that. So that's it,
Yeah,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
believe we also value democracy because
Yeah.
in democracy we value the opinions of the people, and if the people
Yep.
are happy that their ideas are getting done,
Yeah.
then they're gonna be happy with with what we do,
Yeah.
and the entire duchy is gonna be more active because of it. People are gonna be
Well,
more comfortable
I,
here.
I can't really say it's gonna be very active, but I can assure you that it's gonna be a lot easier to manage and to gather consensus from other people, including divisional personnel and regular armed forces personnel. And also, do I mention? I mean, did I mention that we open a parliament?
20
Well,
seconds.
some okay. Some people claim that we're not democratic, but if you look at the government, we released a referendum to the representative, basically.
10
So each
seconds.
party can have representation in the parliament. They can vote on bills and etc. That's it. Done.
Okay, and we're gonna ask the same question to. I was hoping Presage would be here by now. Presage, are you?
Yeah, he is on the big scene, but
He left.
Yeah.
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 Oh wait.
Okay. So, I guess we'll ask the same question to Redcon before we get into questions. Describe what political ideology do you represent in 2 minutes?
Well, and as you see by the name of the party itself, you obviously can see that the political ideology is nationalism. We mostly want to show what Vienna exists for and what the people think about it. We want to show that Vienna is not just a small country in the middle of Europe. We want to show them that Vienna is not hopeless, but strong and can handle pretty much anything. We want to show them that hope is not gone, and that we can always rise again whenever we fall.
Okay. Do you want to burn your time or?
No, I rather yeah, keep going because Prestige is not here, so that's a bit of
Okay.
trouble.
Let's see. So, if any of you have a question you want to ask to the other party, again, you get 20 seconds to ask, 1 minute to answer.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! All right.
Okay. Oh, you stopped.
Oh, all right. Sorry, I was grabbing chocolate. All right. Anyways, I'm starting to feel Prestige has no fucking plan. Like
20
he
seconds.
mentioned a couple of. Oh my god! You know, I just ended. I'm not wasting like 20 seconds. Jesus Christ!
No, you get 20 seconds to ask a question.
Okay, Phil.
It's
Yeah,
end
questions.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a question?
I don't.
Okay, no one does. All right. we'll move
Yep.
on to.
Thank you for that statement, Fizzin.
So, let's see. We can also get onto this one. We'll start with the VMP Redcom. I know you're not the leader. I know you're just the Minister of Media, but okay, if you want to, you can explain some of your please explain some of your party's political programs. Like, what programs do you plan on doing, and what have you done?
As me as just creating propagandas, I don't know a lot about what the political program for body, but what I know is it's something about improving Vienna speech a lot. Like I'm only the minister of media, so this is pretty embarrassing when I'm alone here because Prestige I think he crashed.
Yeah, that's not your fault. So,
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel really bad for you right now. No offense.
and
Not pretty surprising.
Yeah, not surprising you to
okay,
see
well,
that. Anyways,
Jeremy, do you or
Yep.
fella, do you guys want to say what
You wanna go first,
some of your political programs? A few minutes.
or should I go first? All right. Well, we at first, as I said, Siegfried and Richie before formed the National Defense Council. It's a program. I said before, it consists of general staff and divisional leaders. I said it like 6 times already. And the Chancellery Inspector program, which is currently being reformed or dismantled. It's yeah, you can read all of it in the government announcement. And also the divisional tournament. We are also trying to organize a Veterans Day program for veterans, just to appreciate their role in improving Vienna as a whole, especially Hashbroom, which is our most decorated veteran. He was a general staff. He was a potent personnel, and he was beloved by all of us. Of course, I want him to speak on our Veterans Day program. Currently,
Okay.
we don't have any more programs. We just want to expand the current one. Oh, and the Imperial Court, we're trying to form that one as well.
Okay.
And it's yeah.
If you still have some time, so if any of you want to keep talking about
I'm
the
gonna eat my
political
chocolate.
program, so you can move on.
Well, for this state of being of our government, it's basically the end of our reign before the next election. So most of our programs were completed, and we just, yeah, like Jamie said, focusing on making them bigger, better, and more effective.
Okay, and you have you you don't want to respond more, or
This Kinder Joy is good.
okay? Well, we'll move on then. Hang on, let's just get my stuff together. Okay. Let's see. It is a bit annoying that Prestige isn't here, but I'll have to go on without him. This is just a quick question. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to respond to this, both of you. Starting with the SAU. Do you think, like really high-ranking army members, like the generals and stuff, should be allowed to express their political opinions publicly? Like, do you fear that could sway the
No.
election quite a lot, or do you think they should keep
Well,
it to themselves?
Well, it would cause just like before. I can say no, considering that in our first party startup, which is the IPV, all of the generals expressed their hate for IPV and support for the CPV. If I can say yes, it's clearly obvious that they can always express their political views on any activities, excluding on duty. They can express their political views off duty and off topic. If they bring it up in on duty or in events, then it would be considered bias. Just like you, Fizzan, I don't know your political ideology. You can express this off. You can express it off duty, but you cannot express it here, considering that
Alright.
you are a host, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
yeah.
answer. No, yes and no at
Okay.
the same time. So
And if we can ask Redcom the same answer, do you think high-ranking
Wait,
members should?
did the time end? For
You
Jamie?
you can get 1 minute more. You get 2 minutes,
Oh,
and
alright.
you've used 1 minute, so.
So it really depends. If a person said, "I'm a conservative on duty," I wouldn't be really, angry at them. The problem is, like Jamie said, when someone shows bias, for example, for some political party in the DoV, or if someone is not being very empirical, spreading defamation, misinformation, because that really can hurt a political party without, much reason. And that's basically all.
Okay. Well, we can. Okay, Redcom. If you also get 2 minutes to say, should a high-ranking army member be able to express their political opinions publicly?
Well, you see, that question, I have a pretty quick answer. I
Mhm.
think that higher ranking officer can, of course, they can give out opinions publicly. They perhaps it's a opinion like anti things that are going to noise, but if it's going on the government, sure, we can let them have their own opinions. We can let them say it so we can fix it somehow. Every problem we have, they can every problem they have, we can always answer.
Yeah.
And if but if they have like a good opinion, then we can sure that will be helpful for us if they give out political opinions loudly.
Okay. We still have time, so it's up to you whether you want to burn it or keep talking.
So the high commands, we can't really judge them by their opinions. Every person has his own opinions. Technically, Vienna is basically a democrat, so we let everyone have their own speech.
All right. And so I guess we'll move on from now. Now we get to the quite interesting part, right? We're gonna start with you, Redcom. Even though you're just the Minister of Media, you have your opinions, of course. So I'd like to ask you, What do you see your opponent as? And by that I mean, what do you think they do better, and what do you think they do worse than you? You can start with what they do worse, what you do better, pretty much. You get 3 minutes to answer.
Yeah. Wait.
You can answer both what you do better and what you do worse if you want to talk about that. I'm sure the people would love for you to answer both. I'll start the time when you start talking, so.
Start talking.
Okay. Sorry, I was busy with something. So that is a kind of a difficult question because we see SRU as a they're quite big and they have a lot more supporters, even though we're planning to get even more. We see, I don't know what Prestige think, but I honestly think I see SRU as more as an enemy that can provide power, but they have a few difficulties about the current state of relations in Vienna. We think that that SRU having well, no, they basically we think that the SRU can have the chance to win, but we can try we'll do our best to take over Vienna. We would like to give Vienna something new. The thing is that we see the SRU more not as a threat, but more as a more as a big enemy. Even
Okay.
though they are the only party attending against us.
Okay, and yeah, if you don't want to keep answering, we can ask the same question to Jeremy and his party. What do you see your opponent as? What do you do better, and what do you do worse?
Well,
than them?
I see my opponent as CPV, but rebranded. That's it. It's well, I'm not going to deny the fact that external affairs. I mean, foreign affairs wise, we're fucking up. Yeah, I can't deny that. But what we do better is clearly making bills and referendums, considering that we already released 4 bills. Sure, we might not do like 10 bills a month, but we did 4 bills. That's very important to the development of the armed forces. When they mention that we're a bigger enemy, it's the same thing as a threat. So
We're not that bigger. We're bigger, but
yeah,
by few members. Few members isn't that
yeah,
much.
it's gonna be a threat. Yeah, as I said. Well, clearly what we are better in terms of flexibility. We don't have a lot of experience, but we have a lot of leadership on power right now. It's clearly proven by our attempt of rebranding the Imperial Court and the National Defense Council, of course. I don't know what you guys have done, but yeah.
Can I continue?
Yeah,
Yep.
you have time left.
Uh,
So.
so VNP is, I gotta give them that they're really good at designing propaganda,
Propaganda, yeah.
graphical wise. It looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, but it kinda concerns me that the text within the propaganda doesn't hold much value, meritorical value at all, and that's practically it.
Okay, well, honestly, I don't think we have much time for much more. So, plus, Prestige isn't here, so we have some. I'll archive the question that has been asked in a thread, but so we'll probably have more debates later on. But we won't do that right now. So I think for now, we're just gonna end it because this is gonna for way too long.
Wait, I want to ask one last question.
Yeah.
What will the PNP do if you guys manage to control the government? Actually, because we know what we're going to do. What
Well, I
will you
mean,
guys do?
Redcom can answer, but he can answer if he wants to. But
Exactly.
also remember that he's
I asked for Stash a couple of times. He hasn't
Oh.
answered. He
Yeah.
answered. Secret. What the fuck? I thought Oscar von Silber asked me a couple of times. What will the IPV do? What will the IPV do? What will
I
the
mean,
IPV do?
Redcom,
Yeah.
you can answer if you want to, but that's up to you. I mean, you're just the
Since you
Minister of
control
Media,
the media, can you answer a little bit about the Ministry of Media?
I mean, you can talk about it, Redcom, if you want to.
Like about the question you just asked, that I cannot answer because first I just not.
You can if you want to.
Give us a little bit of insight.
I can't answer because like I don't have a really much answer for it.
Even if Prestige is here, clearly he
We
doesn't
can
know. He doesn't know what to
Wait,
answer.
we can leave it to the next debate when it comes.
Yeah, I think we should wait with most questions until the next debate when Prestige is actually here, because we are missing out on a
Yeah.
lot when he's not here.
I mean,
If you have any threats to leave on me, you can leave it now. So
By the
pretty
way,
much.
I begged Prestige to debate me 6 times already, so I'm not begging more
So
time.
we'll get to we're gonna move on with we're gonna end this debate right now. We'll get back with more debates soon, hopefully, when both party leaders are hopefully here. But for now, we'll say goodbye and we'll see you later.
For SRU, bye.